Good deal. Proper up there.
Okay, bear with me a minute, guys. I gotta refix this.
All right, folks. We think we've got her fixed now.
Let's see if that does the trick.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Thanks for your patience, everybody. I'm going to send out a quick text message here.
I had the issue when we tried to tag folks for some reason. It went haywire. So I just did it without tagging anybody and it worked.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see here. See if it comes up now.
Should be. Sorry, we're trying to see here if it's going to pop up and let us be able to.
Let me go ahead and refresh that. All right, there we are.
Should be good now.
Yep. All right, folks. Anyways, like we said, welcome. I'm DrewMan.
It's Jerry.
And so, welcome to DrewMan and Jerry. This is something we've been doing for a long time, been planning for a long time.
About what, 4 or 5 months in the works?
Yeah, a long time. So here's the deal. Let me just give you a little bit of introduction. Those of you that joined us a moment ago, it's going to sound a little bit repetitive, but some people just now saw this go live. You're going to join us here in just a second, or you're on for the first time. So I'll tell you where I know this guy from. We used to play ball back in the day, actually, but not just as buddies. Even though I count him as a friend, I was his teacher way back in the day.
Yeah.
I was Mr. Mayhem. And Jerry was the guy that could.
I still actually catch myself saying that.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, "Hey, Drew," I have to catch myself evaluating it.
Well, I tell you, a lot of people do that. They still call me Mr. Mayhem, and I will tell people, I say, "My name is Drew," and folks still don't want to do that. But I mean, I did the same thing. When I taught, I worked with my teachers then in high school, and they called me Drew or Andrew, and I could not.
Andrew's pretty popular at my house now that they know about it.
Oh, no, I don't want to hear that. By the way, excuse me, I'll be taking drinks from my Davidson Insurance Group Yeti cup. Look what it says on this side.
Sponsorship available, of course.
That's right. But even if we don't get any money from that, I'll tell you what, you might want to visit down at the Allstate office. You might see somebody cool down there.
Maybe.
Just a thought. Insurance, it's one of those ugly things. You got to have it, and it's good. And people gripe and complain about it, but it's actually really good to be insured. But
you got to have it, so.
Well, we're not talking about that today. So anyways, to catch you guys back up, we've been talking about doing this for a long time. We've had the privilege of covering the Cumberland Falls Invitational, courtside, doing some PA for that.
Yeah, one of Coach P's last times coaching the boys.
It was his last Cumberland Falls Invitational.
As the head coach of the boys. I mean, it's, I don't know how things are going to play out. We'll just have to keep an eye on that and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. So we'll be talking about that as,
We've heard some rumors, but they're just that. They're rumors. Don't want to say anything till pen's to paper, as they say.
But we do have some, one of my favorite shows is Kentucky Sports Radio. And Ryan Lemon always talks about either scoop or scuttlebutt. We've got a little bit of both. Scoop meaning that you can actually trust it, like it's a good source. Scuttlebutt means, being thrown around, could be rumors. So down the road, as things happen with the basketball program, with the football program, with the baseball program, any other things, the girls basketball, other things that we might have an opportunity to cover, we'll be sharing some nuggets along the way.
Yeah, nothing's off the table. I don't think for us to, when it comes to Corbin side of sports, we try to cover as much as we can within the allotted information that they let us have to cover it.
Really, if you guys don't get anything else out of our show and who we meet and all that, just know that the Ravens suck. Okay, here we go. We're going to be talking to Corey Price here in just a minute, and just a little bit about Corey before he comes on. Corey is Mr. Stats. He's also a good friend. Yeah. I've personally gotten to know Corey through a group of friends who listen to KSR, Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm pretty much eat up with it. Now, with my new work schedule, I can't catch it live, so I'm always listening to podcasts. But Jerry's been something that's given me joy through the years. Actually, has got me through some really tough times. That's all joking aside, very seriously. I'm a huge Kentucky fan. These guys and gals that come on, They cover Kentucky sports, and when times I've been down and been away or whatever, been able to listen, it just made me feel like I was coming back home. So I know you're a big Kentucky fan.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to Matt and the guys run, all those guys. Listen when Corey chimes in with his opinions and stats and kind of whatever they need him to do. He's kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to stat wise. I mean, he can pull anything from anywhere.
It's pretty awesome. So we're gonna bring him on. Before he comes on, I want to say some of the places that you've heard him possibly. Bluegrass Sports Guys a few years ago. Big Blue Insider with Dick Gabriel. A lot of listeners to that. Just the Cats Radio with Michael Bennett. There's a lot of funny stories there that maybe Corey could share, or we just need to keep those for a future podcast or whatever. He's been on with Alan Cutler. He's been on the Leach Report. He's talked about whenever he gives stats, people drop his name all the time. And KSR, when he's listening live, he chimes in with things like if they're talking about a specific game, or Ryan's talking about something he did, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Corey will come up with an article in about 30 seconds, and he'll post it on Twitter. I've got people all over the country that listen to Corey.
Oh yeah, he's it's not just here that people listen to him. It's BBN worldwide that listen to him.
So having said all that, let's go ahead. Let's try it one more time. Let me see here. We're going to try this one more time. Hopefully
Fingers crossed.
That's right. There we go.
He's in there. Good deal.
All right.
Send request. Get it. And it works for us there.
Yeah, we had to do things a little bit differently. We had to back up and punt a little bit. So we're going to see if Corey can add. Now, if this doesn't happen for some reason, then we're just going to try it again at another time, because we hate stringing everybody along a little bit. So it is attempting to add right now. Sorry about the silence for a moment. Trying to make it work.
Yeah, hopefully we get to have a sustainable drive this time instead of doing a 3-and-out, so to speak.
That's right. We got to keep going down the field.
I'm hoping that he's able to connect right on with us.
Yeah. If not, we may do audio. I know a way we can do some audio.
Right. Well, I mean, maybe if we can send, if he,
Tell you what we'll do.
wonder if he could send us a link to add him to the conversation.
Hang on real quick. Here's what I'm gonna do.
I don't know if he can do that. No answer. Okay.
What'd it say?
Said no answer. I wonder if he could send us. Corey,
Let's try one more time. Can you request to join?
Yeah.
Corey? If not, then I'm getting ready to call you.
Yeah, if you can request to join, I can accept it if it'll let you do that.
Yeah. And we've got time. We're cool. We've got people to stick around.
I'll give him a minute or so to see if he can to send it, or if he can send you a message to say, hey, this is what it's doing for you.
All right. We can tell you what we can do. We get our third.
Block Nation, baby. See there, that's what I'm talking about.
No, whatever. All right, Corey just sent a request. Let's see. Go ahead, buddy. Hit right there. Yeah, nope, to the right of the camera, right there. Yeah, scroll down. Try one more time here. All right, let's see here. Send a request. Yep. Go ahead.
I was just trying to read what that said.
Gotcha. All right, we're gonna try one more time. If not, hey, we're getting somewhere. Corey.
Hey, Corey, how you doing, bro?
What's up, my man?
Sorry, guys, about that.
That's okay. You're sideways.
I am?
Yep, you're sideways. There you go.
There he is.
Now? Is it good?
Let's look down here.
Now you're gravy.
Sorry.
Yeah,
There we go.
I tried to join on my desktop and it didn't work. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's okay, buddy.
Hey, we're working out the kinks on this end too. Facebook didn't want to let us get on for whatever reason, so we just had to start over.
We actually got our equipment from iHeart. We borrowed it from KSR. So, that's why things went off the rails there pretty early. Man, you're looking good, buddy. I haven't seen you in a couple months, man.
Yeah.
How you doing? What's been new in your life, pal?
Same old stuff. Disappointed in the Cats this past Sunday, but other than that, just working.
I was hoping that you'd be joining us after a victory, going to the Sweet 16. It was. Oh, hold on. Let's turn this here. Let me scoot over to you real quick, here, buddy. It says we're cut off a little bit. We got a message from somebody saying we were cut off a little bit. Anyways, I was hoping that we would join you with a Sweet 16 appearance.
And man, the way they started, it looked like we were, if not going to win, they were in for a long fight.
Yeah, that it was probably fool's gold. We were shooting pretty well. They were shooting pretty terrible. Their defense caught up to us. We turned over like 20 times, and we didn't.
It's like, when they stepped up out of the, looked like they were in the zone. When they came to like press it, we didn't know what to do.
So I got a question, man. Let me ask you this, Corey. You hear more than what we would, especially being around Duke athletics. I know that you're more tied into football and football program than you are with the basketball team, but still you're around things and you cover a lot on your own personal social media. So, my opinion, Pope gets maybe one more mulligan. I know that some other folks been saying that. I know Matt and the guys been talking about like that. There's an old adage when you're in leadership, you don't hire anybody you can't fire. And it's tough because I was there at the big press conference. I got there, and Tricia and Abram and Tiana, we were all there. We got incredible seats. Somebody kind of ushered us up to the front. It was awesome, I guess, because we had a cute little girl in a little cheerleading outfit. But anyways, we got these perfect seats, and everybody was just. Were you there? Were you at the press conference?
I was, yes.
Okay, where were you? Did you have good seats?
I was in the lower level. I don't recall which section, but yeah.
Well, so I gotta be honest, man. I cried, Jerry. I cried when the bus came in.
Oh, I mean,
all the guys
you
came
go
off.
right back to 97. You go back to Tony Delk and those guys. I mean, it's like a flashback is what it was.
I honestly did cry. I don't care to admit that. Tricia looked at me. I think that was when Tricia understood a couple of things. One, how big Kentucky basketball is, and two, how much I love it. Because, man, right. I was itching and ready to go. But I'll be honest with you, when they first announced Coach Pope, I even hashtagged Coach Note. I really did, because I thought, this guy's not won anything. But I fell in love. Pitino, the Godfather, coming back and giving him his, giving him his stamp of approval, making his comeback. So I got really excited.
I got a crazy hypothesis in my head that could work out if they keep Pope, if you want to hear it.
I go for it.
Okay. Well, this is Pitino's last year at St. John's. Let's say he was to go out and win the whole thing, right? And then Kentucky's like, we don't really get rid of Pope. Why don't we bring Pitino in, let him kind of groom him for a couple of years, and let Pitino have the GM job?
What do you think, Corey?
I mean, I know that's way out in left field, but I mean, I don't know what else that they could do to keep Pope around, or not to keep Pope around, but for Pope to keep himself around if it goes bad next year, because I just don't know how it would end.
Yeah, I don't see any scenario where Rick comes back.
I'd love it though.
So,
how would you feel about it?
I don't know.
Be honest.
Being born and raised in Louisville, I can't stand Louisville.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was the coach there for 16 seasons, I think, or something like that. Doesn't, I'm not the biggest fan of that. So I would have mixed emotions if he came back, which I don't think he will. But
no, he's not.
No, it's just.
It'd be fun though. I think it'd be fun.
It's just a thing that I was thinking about yesterday. I was like, man, what if they was able to kind of put him and let him groom Pope? Because I mean, Pope's not been coaching in the college level as a head coach that long. He's BYU, and he just not.
I think maybe we've learned. Hopefully, we've learned something out of this. Let's say Pope goes on, he's incredibly successful. That's great. I mean, that's what I want. But if we do end up going a different direction, hopefully we've learned from this hire that somebody needs to have won at a high level, kind of proven themselves. We're not a farm team. Kentucky is a program. We should be able to get the best of the best if we want to.
I think that's what hurt us when we went to hire a coach is, one, there really wasn't a big name that we could go out and get. We tried to lure Hurley from UConn, and It's kind of like you got a bunch of bad apples. Which of the bad apples are you going to eat? That's kind of the way I looked at it. I mean, maybe you know more about it than what we do, but just as a broad spectrum of what I've heard, there wasn't. We had offered some coaches, but they all kind of turned it down pretty quickly.
Nah. Well,
Yeah, I don't have a lot of inside info, so
yeah, no, he does.
So-
He's being quiet. I got a couple questions
I
for you,
don't.
bud. Tell us now. Okay, so basically, your role at UK, you're primarily with the football program. Now, to me, and maybe I'm wrong about this, and I want to hear you talk about it. You kind of came out of nowhere, just to be honest with you. I had heard through the years before I got a chance to meet you and know you. I'd heard through the years about Corey Price, or people would kind of drop your name, and I'm talking about like 3 or 4 years ago. Um, different folks would just, like I said, I'd hear Drew Franklin mention you or something. He'd say, our buddy Corey Price, just look what he tweeted or whatever. So tell me, if you don't mind, how just your journey leading up to where you are right now. Like, who gave you the break? Did you get a call one day? How'd that work out?
Before I answer, can I ask you all one question?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Why is your town in 3 different counties?
Okay. All right.
Well,
Can I take this one for
You
a
can
second?
take it, and I actually live in my house. If I take a 5-foot step this way, I'm in Knox County. If I take a 5-foot step that way, I'm in Whitley. If I stand in the middle, I'm in Laurel.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, okay, there was a law for a long time that that a city could not be incorporated in more than 2 counties. I think they just changed that not too long ago. And the reason why is because we were trying to annex part of Laurel County. That part of Laurel County, they use our water system. They use all kinds of things. They don't pay any taxes to us. Okay. So there was this huge fight and this big lawsuit, but I think that it went through and we annexed that part. So, to be honest with you, I don't know, Corey. We were primarily in Whitley County. We're a metropolis. We're a thriving metropolis. And so it spilled over into other counties. And we became so popular, people decided, there was a revolt at the county seats, at the courthouses, and they said, we're joining Corbin. And said, no, really, I have no clue, man. Why do we have a festival that's called Nibrock, which is Corbin spelled backwards? Let me tell you this, when Yum Brands, okay, KFC, they came to Corbin. I'm not kidding when I say it. They came to the leaders of Corbin years ago and they said, look, we want to do something. We'll do a chicken festival. And we'll celebrate fried chicken and the fact that the first KFC, which really was the Colonel's Kitchen, but you guys have that. You're the birthplace of where the secret recipe was born. And we said,
Nah, give it to London.
They said, no, we're okay. We've got the Nibrock. They said, Nibrock's, yeah, it's Corbin spelled backwards. So,
Because you don't hear about the world famous Nibrock, you hear about the world famous chicken festival.
national TV comes and covers London, Kentucky. They have nothing to do with KFC.
So when someone brings up Corbin to you, what county comes to mind?
Gosh. To be honest with you, for me, it's Knox County, just because I grew up in Knox County.
I mean, that's where I think the go-to is. It has to be Knox. I mean,
The school is actually in Whitley County, but the football field is
okay.
literally, you can stand in the football field, throw a rock from Whitley County into Knox County.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're literally about maybe 500 yards from where Whitley, Laurel, and Knox come together. So the long
Which is kind of
answer,
where I live at right there. And like I said,
yeah.
I know that sounds funny, but I mean, I can seriously walk all through my house and be in different counties.
So the short answer to your question is I have no freaking clue. So
Amazing.
anyway,
It's weird. I mean, it is. It's strange.
yeah, it's one of the little, the not the neatest point about Corbin. Now back to you, my friend. How did you get to where you are? Who gave you the big break? What happened?
I mean, I can probably trace it back to when I started on Twitter. I joined Twitter back in March of 2009. Matt Jones brought up on KSR, I think, some account to follow that was giving updates on whether or not Cal was coming or going to UK. So I joined Twitter then, and pretty much wanted to join Twitter. I just started tweeting stats after games. Did it for a long time. Then after the season opener for football in 2014, Susan Lax, who is the football like SID, I guess you
Yeah.
say for UK. She noticed a bunch of stuff I tweeted and sent me a DM and asked if I would help them with some of their post-game game notes for that season, and I said yes. So that season, I would send them an email after every game with various stats. And then the following season, 2015, they allowed me to join them in the press box, which is pretty awesome. And then the following season, 2016, they started to pay me, which is, that helps a little bit. So
There you go.
yeah. And then the next year, the summer of 2017, Brad Tucker, he works with JMI Sports. I guess he found me through UK. He asked me to write a piece for the upcoming UK men's basketball yearbook. So I did. And then the following spring, he asked me to write for the football yearbook. And so I've written for both the men's basketball and football yearbook since 2017. So that's how I got in touch with Brad and JMI. Fast forward to the end of 2021 season. The guy that did stats for Tom Leach and the broadcasts for football, he decided to retire. So Brad had me in mind. Brad asked me, and didn't take me long to say yes.
That's saying nice.
Yeah. Tom started calling games for UK in 1997 when I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And as you all know, back then, not every game was live on TV. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to know what was happening with UK football, you had to listen to Tom. So
Yeah.
I grew up with Tom. Tom is the greatest ever. So that opportunity I couldn't pass up. So started doing stats with Tom and Jeff McCloro in the 2022 season. So this September will be my fifth season with him, and it's still a dream. It's still hard to believe that I'm doing it, but I love it, and I hope to do it for forever, honestly.
I think it's awesome, man. You get to do stuff that big fans would love to just have your vantage point during a game. Number one, you get into games whenever you want to. You hang out with Tom and Doug Flynn calls him Pick, calls Jeff Coro Pick. And it's funny because Jeff Coro played at UK. Was he there with Claiborne? Let's see here. He was there with Claiborne, wasn't he? Stellenberger, or who was
he? He was there for the end of Kersey and the start of Jerry Claiborne.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, Kersey. Why did I say Stellenberger? He's a Louisville guy. Sorry, man. I apologize. But anyways, so yeah, you get to do some cool stuff. Now, you don't have to. I think some of your stats and your sources are secret. And you don't want to let some of that out. Am I accurate in saying that?
No, I don't have secrets when it comes to stats.
Well, then how do you do? Then how do you do what you do? Because do you just have a knack for it? I mean, so Jerry, what do I ask you to do before ball games?
I need a rundown of if we're doing baseball like we're in now. I need to know what I need the hitting order, a batting order. I need to know who's pitching. I need to know what was his stats last game, what was his overall last year, what was his win losses, how many runs did he give up. Did he do better facing righties, lefties?
So I'm the guy that enjoys all that, but I don't have a knack for it, right? Like it just doesn't come naturally to me. So okay, if nothing's a secret, then how in the world do you find some of the things that you do? Like, do you have a source like old archives or things that you can just pull up real quick to find out? Okay, Otega Owe is the fourth person ever in the NCAA tournament to have 35 plus 7 and 8 and all that kind of stuff, which I know they put that on television, but if you are the guy responsible for putting out that stat, where do you go?
Is there a place that you consistently, this is my bread and butter I go to, these guys are always reliable, I never have to worry about a stat being wrong, or is it just people you know, and you just reach out to them and you get it instantly.
Well, in terms of UK basketball, John Scott's website
Yeah.
is like a Bible to me, more or less.
Yeah.
That website's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, if you need to know anything regarding UK men's basketball, more than likely it's on John Scott's website. So it just comes down to whether or not you're willing to do the looking through the box scores and stuff to find whatever you're trying to find, honestly. Unfortunately, on the football side, there's not a John Scott's website, so it's a little harder, but it's not impossible. I mean, they have UK has a fact book that they publish each year that helps, obviously. You can find old box scores online. So it's not, once again, it's not difficult per se. It's just, are you willing to put in the work to find what you're wanting to find? That's all.
And you got to know what you're looking for. Like you got to know what you're looking for, where to find it. You got to know where to dig to be able to find what you need to tell.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it helps having a base knowledge of the history of both programs. I mean, I grew up watching both teams. I love both teams, so I mean, it certainly helps to know, a lot to start off with. But I mean, obviously, I don't know everything, so I gotta look up some stuff.
Well, that leads me to thinking about because if I try to put myself in your shoes, do you ever feel pressure now knowing that people look to you for the interesting stats, the fun stuff, the immediate stuff? Because I mean, you've got to be locked in. Is it hard to go from fan to statistician that quick? Do you ever find yourself under some pressure where you can't really focus in on the game, where you're actually watching it for stats rather than watching it for fun?
I don't. I wouldn't say I feel pressure, honestly. I'm willing to give out the stats that I'm willing to give out. If you've seen on Twitter before, I put some good and bad stats out, and people will let me know pretty quickly if it's a good or a bad stat.
Yeah,
I've gotten that before, so I mean, it doesn't affect me how many stats put out. If it's good stats, bad stats, I just enjoy it. I've always loved numbers. I got my degree in math, so it just comes natural to me.
How does your position as a stats guy affect your day job? I mean, a lot of people probably just think that all you do is stats for UK, but I mean, you've had a job longer than you've been part of the UK athletics program. Does it ever affect? Do you get some time off when you have to go to an away game for football? Like, what's your flexibility like?
It has no effect on my day job. I mean, honestly, I don't do a whole lot of prep work for football. The stats I do are more as a reaction. There's not a lot of like proactive stuff. It's more reactive. So it's more on the fly during the game. I do go to road games with them, but it's what I would call like the close road games, like when they play at
Vandy,
Louisville, Vandy,
Tennessee,
yeah. So I don't, I don't really need to take time off from work to get to those places because they're playing on Saturday. So luckily, it doesn't affect my normal job schedule.
That's good. Yeah, because it's funny. We don't do anything to the level of what you do,
No.
but we've got responsibilities. So thankfully, I work about a mile from the baseball field. So I get off work right at 5:00 Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday you get off at 4:00. And Corbin baseball starts up at 6. Jerry can get there a little bit earlier. He's got our equipment set up and everything. But man, I mean, like if let's say I'm on a work call, and it's going to take me till 5:15. I can't get off that work call. That cell is very important, and it's also important to be there. That's why Jerry's there, and it makes me feel more comfortable because I can just kind of slide in and get ready to go. Even if I got 5 minutes to look at the roster from another team, get the national anthem going, and then get the starting lineups. I'm getting a lot more comfortable now too. I've done this for a lot of seasons. This is Jerry's first time doing baseball, but I've done PA for a lot of seasons and stuff, so I kind of get after game 1 or 2, you kind of
You
get the flow of things or whatever. I know that's different than your role in athletics, but I don't know. I am getting a lot more comfortable, and when you have a microphone, you kind of exposed. And that's kind of why I was asking you about like any pressure, because you are pretty exposed. You got a lot of followers. You got people that look to you, and so you say that some people will let you know about when the bad stuff is, right? So I'll have people know if they don't like the music that I'm playing. If I got their kid's name wrong or something like that, I know. The difference in putting something out on Twitter, you can just say, oh, whatever. I have to see those people. I have to see those people in person. You know what I mean? They can't hide behind a phone or a computer. So we had a couple specific questions for you, as we don't want to take advantage of your time. Jerry had a few things that he wanted to ask, and I've got a couple of specific questions here in a minute. First of all, you know what? We didn't even tell you thank you. We didn't tell you thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah,
it's
thanks
episode
for
number 1.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate
special.
it, man. We know we've had to push it out and get things going, but man, we appreciate you coming on for sure, and hopefully the listeners will enjoy it, giving a different side of kind of what you do for Kentucky that I don't think that a lot of people understand. I think you've been able to put a little bit more light on what you kind of do and how you put things out.
So, a couple questions. Go for it, Jerry.
So I have basically three questions. You've already kind of answered one. First question I have is, how stressful can it be if it's like, let's say you're in, let's say that you're covering a tournament game and Kentucky can be one game away, whether it's basketball or whether it's football. Hopefully now with new coach, we're able to have that as a reality. But how stressful can that be if they need a stat from somebody like that? Are you like in a rush to find it? Do you already have certain things laid out to go over? Is it, I mean, I'm sure they're needing it within seconds, or do they get you like in a break? Hey, look, he's close to this coming up. If he gets 30 this time, we know how many times he's got 30. Just things like that.
I'll be honest. They don't contact me a whole lot, like men's basketball and women's basketball. But occasionally, Tony
Or even
Neely.
football. I mean, even if they're like, okay, this quarterback's passed for this many yards.
Well, I mean, football, I'm there, so I mean, and then I'm following the stats live as the game happens. So it's really up to me to give Tom something. The guys approaching a career record or a single game record or something like that. That's on me. But if I'm watching like basketball at home, it's not obviously my job to keep up with that stuff. But occasionally, Tony Neely or Deb Moore with men's basketball will send me a text asking if they think something might come up that they think I can research in a certain amount of time. And I mean, I'll do it because I have no problem helping them because they've been so good to me in the past. So I don't think it's really stress per se. I mean, I keep going back to the fact that I love it. I love UK. I love numbers. I love research. So if they think I'm capable of helping, I'm gonna try and help.
I don't think.
Oh, our screen froze on him. Okay.
Let me try this. See if this brings us. Well,
There we go. Okay. Almost finished.
we're good.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get Corey back on here real quick. We're almost finished up. Got a couple more cool questions for him. Let's see here. All right. Hopefully it comes right back up. Let's see here. Come on. There we go. There we go.
Apologize.
Hey, sorry,
All
man.
right.
We froze. Yeah, you moved around, then all of a sudden you left. I was making fun, not making fun. I was actually trying to connect with you a little bit. Jerry was talking about how you cover some high school stuff. I said as long as Mel's playing, then you'll cover it.
That's right.
He is a proud alum. What's Mel's mascot?
Bulldogs.
Yeah, the Bulldogs of Mel.
Yeah, I see he posted a lot about him on there.
Yeah. Do you like going to high school games? I tell you, he went to. Well, I mean, the biggest high school game in the state last year, and also the most controversial.
That's right. It was.
That was going to be the next question that I had was
Yeah.
not bashing anybody, but have you ever seen a call that to everybody in the stands
Yeah.
was that obvious? Just not.
There was some fallout from it too, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks, but they did it by the rules. The guy blew his whistle, so unfortunately the play had to stop. It was awful that he blew his whistle.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, yeah, the rule is clear, is what it states.
Yes.
I just don't think that anybody expected that whistle
No.
to come out because I don't know.
So just to catch you up on this, Corey, and I've said this live on Facebook too. I've never dropped names, but I knew a couple of people to call where I could ask the tough questions and they would tell me the hard truth, right? So I asked somebody about the rule. They explained the rule and they said that's how it had to happen. So after I got past that point, I said, okay, can you tell me 100% sure that there was zero intention in that? And the person paused and said, officially, no, there was no intention. Unofficially, he said there's a reason why that referee is no longer on the state crew. And I said, okay.
Wow.
It's all I needed to hear. So anyways, I'm going to get too mad if we keep talking about it. It fires me up. All right.
I just have one question when you're.
Go for it.
This is my last question.
Because I got
Thank you for answering them. I appreciate it. We've talked about this. I'm just curious to get your input on it. Do you think that they should have A classes in everything for basketball, baseball? Do you think they should do it like they do in football, where it's 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, and so on? Because it seems like in basketball, for sure, that some of your teams that get in, like when they get to the Sweet 16, they're getting matched up against these giant powerhouses, and they don't stand a chance, even on their best day. It just wouldn't work out for them.
That's a great question. I mean, I guess I lean on the side of just history and just the way things are. I mean, I think that's what makes our state so cool. I think we're only one of a couple states that have one class in basketball. So, and I mean, look at Lyon County. I mean, that's a really small school, and they won state. So, I mean, it's not. I mean, obviously, odds are not in their favor, but it's not impossible. And I think that's what makes it so special is that you have, schools with 2,000 students playing against schools with 300 students, and the school with 300 has a shot to win. So, I guess I would be okay with keeping it as is. I guess because basketball, it's just five guys. Football, it's different because there's just more players involved. Yeah.
That makes
Usually in basketball, you just have your five. You have like 7, maybe 8 that you use. A lot of them are, either freshmen or whatever it may be. You just don't use a lot of them. So I understand what you're saying. It makes sense.
Okay, shifting gears just a little bit. Give me your outlook with Coach Will Stein, how things have changed. Have you heard any talk, or is it way too early to get your input on anything? Have you been around the program any at all, or heard some talk or anything about how things are going with new coach?
I have not been around the program, but I'm very excited. He's young. First time I've been older than the head coach.
There you
That's
go.
that's that's different.
Yeah.
Uh, it's it's good to have a nice youthful approach to everything. Obviously, he's geared more towards the offense, which I love. Hopefully, it'll be an very fun brand of ball to watch. Um, Stoops was great, but he focused more on defense, and it won us some games for sure. I'm not gonna say some bad about that, but at times it was not a lot of fun to watch. This in this way, I think it'll be kind of like it was with Mummy, where you know obviously we want to win, but
Yeah.
even if we do lose, I think it'll be at least fun to watch. So that's a breath of fresh air. I'm not around the program, not like that in the off season, so unfortunately, I don't have any juicy scoop or anything. But I'm just excited. Been to every home game since 2004, so
There you go.
I'm ready, man.
21 years, good grief, every home game.
I like how he does a blue and a white. There's no starters and reserves. It's blue and white team. We're going. When I seen that, I was like, man, I get behind that.
Yeah.
All right, couple quick questions here. First of all, I ask you this stuff all the time because I like to know. Do you have any interesting things about Corbin at all? That through your time of, well, of course, just getting to know each other, knowing that I'm from Corbin, but Corbin is known for a lot of things around the state. Anything weird, anything different about Corbin that you could dig deep and tell us about?
That was weird, but I mean, for a town of your size in the 50s and 60s, you had a ton of athletes come out of there. I mean, the whole Bird family and Frank Selvey and Roy Kidd. I mean, it's pretty, like I said, for a town your size to have that many athletes come in like a 10-year span is pretty amazing, honestly.
Yeah, they are revered here in Corbin.
Yeah.
Um, So I've had the honor, I wouldn't call it a privilege to do the funeral, but I had the honor of speaking at Jerry Bird's funeral, and also his wife was my art teacher, and so I got to hear all about the Birds when I had Mrs. Bird as my art teacher. She'd tell me about her brothers-in-law and her nephews and all that, and so pretty amazing family, and it's so everybody's got their stories about the Bird family. But also, the Selvey brothers were incredible, with Frank Selvey scoring 100 points down at Furman.
All
Uh,
right.
Pretty cool. That's I don't know, is that a collegiate record?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a collegiate record, and I remember a good friend of mine. He's passed on now too. Was, Bob Terrell. He was actually Bob the second. He played at Louisville. Actually, played baseball at Louisville, and the football coach wanted to come play football, and he did not, because the baseball and the basketball coaches said no, couldn't do it. Well, then he fell in love and he moved to Georgetown and ended up being a star at Georgetown College. But he played with all those guys. And he said down at Furman when Frank Selby was there, all the brothers would show up. They were just running around and to help them pay to get from Corbin to right outside of Greenville, all the fans would like throw change on the floor. And he said all the little brothers would run around and grab the change and go give it to their parents because that's how they could afford to, pitch in and pay for gas to get to come watch Selby. So that was pretty cool. But I agree with you. And then Roy Kidd, incredible athlete and Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
The stadium's named after him up there at Eastern, and
And I forgot Nick Dennis.
yes,
He coached at Mayo, actually.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he
Well,
did.
that's cool. That's
Yeah.
that's a
There's a
good
little connection there.
that's a good nugget. Yes, Dennis Stadium. Dennis
That's right.
Stadium. It's and we've got a really nice. We just had an overhaul of several $1 million of our football field.
Well, we got another building getting built.
The auxiliary gym you're
Yeah.
talking about? Yeah. We've got just so much going on.
Baseball, softball fields look immaculate. I mean, it's
Tennis program. I mean, we have, like for a school our size, town our size, I mean, we've got facilities that match anybody in the state. I'm very biased when I say that, but I don't care. Show up, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, a couple more questions here. So I'm going to skip a couple here. We've kept you for a while. Here's a couple random questions for you. 5 people, living or not, you'd have dinner with, and why? It could be anybody, doesn't matter if it's sports. 5 people to sit down at dinner, and why?
My father, he passed away in 2021, so I'd like to have dinner with him again.
great
Yeah.
answer.
My brother Brian, he was murdered in 2019, so I would like to see him again. 3 more. Abraham Lincoln, I think would be pretty awesome, being from our state and just, the amazing things he did as president. Tim Couch was my hero and idol growing up. It'd be awesome to hear stories about his playing time. And I'll go one more. With basketball. I'll go Kaywood Lefford. I'm sure
Nice.
he has some pretty good stories too.
Yeah, nice. Jerry, off the top of your dome, give us just a couple.
Couple what?
People that you'd have dinner
That
with.
I would have.
Yeah, living.
Mine's gonna be out in left field.
All right, that's cool. Go for it.
Tupac.
Okay.
To
Yeah.
me, I mean, he just
I'd ask him who shot him.
the mind on that guy. He probably wouldn't tell you.
No. Legend has it that the cop looked at him and said,
Oh, this is confirmed by the people that were around that he gave him the one finger that flies.
and he said, F you. So here's the thing, a lot of times if somebody is dying and they've been shot and a police officer thinks that they're going to die, they ask them, do you know who shot you? Like it's part of a process. And so I don't know if it's confirmed. Thank you, Jerry. But they looked at Tupac
Well,
and said,
from the people that were around the car,
they said, who did it? He said,
I wasn't there, but
he flipped on the bird and said, F you. Anyways, who else?
I'd go Biggie would be my next one. Just to sit down at the table with those guys.
Yeah.
Would you check their weapons at the door?
No.
Just don't tell me not Suge Knight. He's not coming
No,
back.
I don't.
Okay. All right.
That would probably do it for the.
Yeah. Who else? Got anybody else? I'm gonna rattle off a few here in a minute.
Probably my mom and dad, just to kind of get their perspective on how things have went from as a child to now, what they think. Last one. Probably my next door neighbor Jane that passed away. I'd like to have a conversation with her.
Michael Jordan. He's not the nicest guy, but I would still like to be in the presence of greatness for a little while.
That'd be cool.
I would go my grandpa. He's been gone for, let's see, Silas will be 18 this summer, so he's been gone almost 17 years. My aunt, I was really close to my aunt when I was 15. She was murdered, and she was incredible. I remember she got me a cassette tape one year for Christmas. It was Mr. Mister cassette tape. Yeah, and then she got my brother Knight Rider. So that I listened to that on repeat over and over and over again. Barack Obama. I would love to sit down. Yeah, love to sit down with Barack Obama. I would say probably maybe Tom Hanks.
That's good.
Yeah, Tom Hanks. He's probably my favorite actor. I don't know. All right, so here's my Tim Couch story. Then I got a couple more questions for you. So I had an opportunity to go to John Wall's first game. If you'll remember, back when he played, he was suspended for the first 4 games. Remember that, Corey? He done something.
Just the first game, but yeah.
Oh, first game, that was it. Okay. Well, it may. I don't know why I thought 4, but anyways, his first game was against. Do you remember? You remember it all?
Miami of Ohio.
Which is funny because they're getting a lot of press right now because of what they did in the regular season. So I had a friend, and we're still friends this day. He's not as involved with the program, but he called me and he said, Drew, you want to go watch the ball game tonight? John Wall's going to have his first game? I said, sure. I didn't know this guy's connection to the program. So anyways, we go up there we're going, I'm like, hey man, and I had no money. I was a poor youth pastor. And I was like, hey, can I pay for parking? He just kind of laughed. He said, no, that's all right, buddy. And I was like, no, sure. He goes, no, it's okay. So we keep driving by Rupp. He shows this little sign. We keep going, keep going. We drive all the way back around to the bottom of Rupp. And he parks right next to, it had Lee Todd, Mitch Barnhart, Joe Kraft, and then my buddy, which I don't have permission to say his name. Honestly, he doesn't want to be connected to the university anymore right now. So anyways, then had his spot, and I looked at him, I said, what in the heck? So back when they were raising money with the Joe Kraft Center and giving away tickets for life and all that, he gave away a big chunk of money. Now, I did not know any of this. I just thought I was going with a buddy from my church. So we walk in and we're in the bowels basically of Rupp Arena, and we look and there's this table and they said, hey, Mr. So-and-so, and they looked at me and said, you must be Drew. And I was like, what the heck? And so they put this wristband on me. We go to this room, and since it was John Wall's first game, all these people, it was like, we're back, baby. We got Cal, now we got John Wall, right? And so Daryl Isaacs was in there, Goose and Dan Issel was there, and all these greats, right? So they have these tables where you stand up and talk to each other. So my buddy looked at me, patted me on the back, and he said, go have fun, buddy. And I was like, all right. I didn't know, how to act. So I see Tim Couch and his wife standing by one of these tables. I walk over and I put my arm on the table like I don't know anything, and I turn around and noticed him kind of turn around. I was like, Tim, hey buddy, it's been forever. And he goes, yeah, man, it has. How you been? I was like, man, I've been good. And I waited, then I introduced myself because Tim looked at his wife. He goes, hey, honey, listen, won't you meet? And I was like, my name's Drew. And he goes, yeah, Drew, how you been? He had no clue I was. Well, funny thing was, when he was a senior, we got Leslie County's football coach, Mike Whitaker, when Tim was a senior. So Tim actually came through our school looking at the facilities and stuff. And one of his buddies, receiver, came with Coach Whitaker. So I dropped the receiver's name. And so Tim was the one left there thinking, where do I know? Like, what in the world do I know him from? Right? And I acted like I was supposed to be there. So that's my Tim Couch story. But that's a good one. All right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there you go. If money were no object and Corey Price could do whatever in the heck he wanted to do, anything, he had no limitations with the rest of your life, what would it be?
Can it be more than one thing?
Sure, certainly. Hey, listen, it doesn't cost you any money. Go for it, man.
I mean, obviously, I would make sure everyone in my family is debt free. That's good.
Yeah.
I would give back to all of the schools I went to. So shout out Bates, JCTMS, Mail, and UK. I don't know what I would do, but I'd find a way to give back to them. And then, I mean, I love sports, so I mean, all the big events. I go to the World Series, Final Four, Super Bowl. I just travel and watch sports.
Sounds pretty good.
That's a good life.
What about you, Jerry?
I think that I would get in some kind of ownership role of some team, professional or.
It's too much stress for me.
Well, I mean, I just sit back and enjoy it. You could be a silent owner, a majority owner, and not have to deal with everything. Just sit back and just watch. Or I would buy tickets to watch my favorite teams play every season and just fly and go where they went. Well, I wouldn't fly because I don't fly, but I would drive.
So why don't you fly?
That's another podcast.
I fly. Listen, that's part of the trip for me. I don't care if it takes longer and it's more expensive. If I got the money, then I go. One person I forgot was Ed Sheeran. People make fun of me for that. But here's what I would do if I had all the money in the world. I won the lottery, whatever. Every summer, I would pick somewhere and bring a free concert of the biggest and best and whatever, at least once a year, and everybody could come for free. And that's a dream of mine. Also, I would charter a jet, probably a pretty big one, maybe 40, 50 passengers, not like a little small one. And I would find the people that would appreciate it the most and need it the most. And we'd go have like a 2-week vacation at Disney where they could do anything they want. And then I would spend probably half my time at Disney World and the other half at Kentucky ball games. and then I would make sure that Corbin Sports had everything that Corbin Sports has.
I mean, they do anyway, but
They got it. I might go help Link Camp. You know that right now, Corey, I'm less than a mile from Link Camp right now. That's where I grew up, but ended up, I don't know, parents sent me to Corbin to the Link Camp grads. Anyways, man, thank you so much for coming.
yeah, man, appreciate you.
Anything that you want to say before you cut out? And
anything you got coming up that you want to promote, or got anything in the works that you people look out for?
Honestly, no. Unfortunately, men's basketball is done. Women's basketball is playing
They're
Texas
still going.
on Saturday, so that's big. Spring game in football's coming up April 18th, I think. So I'll be looking forward to that.
As a matter of fact.
Oh, there you go. Are you turning 29?
Yes. How did you know?
I don't know.
It's a numbers thing.
he's the one that makes. So think about it. I was his high school teacher.
I was like 10.
Yeah, whatever. Now, I was his high school teacher, man. It really is crazy. Now, he was one of my first students, so we'll say that. He was one of my first ones. We had a good time. So anyways, so we got baseball coming up, got the spring game coming up. You know, Coach Mingione, he's been to Corbin several times. I like what he's done with our program. We got who was our player that we thought was out for the season but came back? Do you remember his name?
Bell.
Yeah. Don't know how he's doing. I've been caught up with Corbin baseball here lately in my new job and everything, so I've missed out on on following some of the specifics. I do see your tweets though when we win, when we sweep teams and things like that, because of course I got you on notifications. Speaking of Twitter, what's your Twitter handle? Your X? I'm sorry. What's your X?
It's Twitter, Drew. It's Twitter.
That's exactly right. It's also Commonwealth Stadium. Okay.
That's right. That's
right, baby. Commonwealth. That's right. I still call it Commonwealth.
That's right. Corey P08.
Yeah. So at Corey P08, we're going to put that in comments afterwards.
We actually had a message for one more question if you got time.
I'm in no rush.
There you go. Go for it.
Who is your favorite player to look up stats for? It could have been this year. It could have been previous years. The one that you got the most joy of, like, what did this person do today?
I mean, I guess I would have to go back to Tim Couch. 97 when his first year as starter, like Tom was his first year too. I was 12, and even at 12, I was like printing out like bar graphs of his stats and stuff. I've been a nerd my whole life, but I've been. I was doing his numbers at 12, so I mean, probably Tim, I'd say.
He's well, you know,
that's a legend.
That nerdiness or whatever has served you well. So do you remember? Okay, see if you remember this. We'll put you on the spot. If you don't, it's okay. So you're a Tim Couch guy. Do you know where he was when he broke the record? What game where the town where he was playing when he broke I guess it was the yardage record.
You mean high school? You mean?
Yes, in high school.
Ooh, I know it was the playoffs. Oh boy.
I'll be impressed.
It's sad because I tweeted his senior year this year, or this past year, because last year was 30 years since his last year at Leslie County, so I tweeted like each game he played that year. Oh boy, this is embarrassing.
No, it's not embarrassing, man. There's a reason why I know, and it's because all these coaches came to Corbin High School the week of the game. Like that Friday, there were so many coaches at Corbin High School, so that give you a hint. It wasn't Corbin, but it's really close.
I guess it's got to be either Knox or Whitley County or something.
Whitley County. It was Whitley County. And so here's what happened. I left my my social studies class. I think it was political science. And I literally went to go to the bathroom, and I ran into Philip Fulmer. He was coming around the corner. And so everybody at Corbin thought, because Nolan Devon, I don't know if you remember, Nolan was center there for a while, right? So everybody thought they were there for Nolan, which they were, because Nolan had offers from a lot of places. But the reason why they were in town is because they were all going to be at Whitley County watching Tim Couch set that record. So I'm telling you, Couch, and that man, he still looks like he can play.
I bet he could. I bet he could still sling it.
He's jacked.
I mean, his arms are bigger now than when he played. So yeah.
Yeah, and he's got, what is he? Is he 47 now? 48?
I think he could have done great, man, if he went to the Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah, he's in his late 40s. I don't know the exact number.
The Browns, where every quarterback goes to die. Telling you, man.
I mean, people fail to recall that he led them to the playoffs in 2002. Now he got hurt, and that led to him losing his job there. But I mean,
yeah,
he got the Browns to playoffs, which is pretty amazing.
You know, and I know he had a little controversy there. We don't have to really mention the specifics, but he had some
beat the Ravens at M&T Bank.
There you go.
As a rookie, it's hard to do.
Of course, Jerry would know that.
Well, I mean, they had Lewis, Reed. I mean, that was the year. They were 2 years off the Super Bowl. So,
but
sure,
I don't really blame Couch. I think there's so many things that go on that we probably don't know about. People have different ways of come back from injuries. Like, it's hard for me to think that Aaron Rodgers could come back from a ruptured Achilles or whatever in that much time. You know what I'm saying? I just think somebody, I don't know. I think there's more that goes on behind the scenes. I might be wrong because in one way I could look at it and say there's so much testing and it's hard to hide anything. But in the other way, too, there's so much money involved. I think that there could be some behind-the-scenes stuff going on. What do you think, Corey? Do you think we play clean sports nowadays, buddy, or is there some tainted success?
I don't think that deep on that kind of stuff. I guess I take the word for it. If they say it takes 6 months, I think it'll take them 6 months. I don't really get that deep into the weeds with all that stuff.
Speaking of money in the NIL deal, do you think that that's going to ultimately, and this is more of a football question, I mean it applies to basketball too, do you think the NIL money is going to hurt and kind of diminish players of going to, like, for basketball it'd be like Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, and then you go to football, it's like your Bama's, Ohio State, places like that. Do you think it's going to diminish kids going there where they're like, I could go there, or I could go over here to Arizona State and get like $10 million where they were going to offer me $3 million over here?
I'm sure in some cases it'll be a factor. I don't know if the other schools will offer that much more money to where it'll be that obvious of a choice. I think most schools will be pretty comparable. So if it's comparable, then it's who's got the better program. But I hope UK can be competitive with the other schools in the conference when it comes to paying guys. I mean, I have faith in Will and his staff to get the best players that he can get.
Yeah, and I agree. I think you can only get who's available, and I think a lot of people lose sight of that. They think, well, we've got all this money, we can buy it. Well, I mean, if the top guys are already gone, you can only go out and choose who's available in the pool that you can go get them from.
See, I look at it from a little bit different perspective. If I put myself in the shoes of the donors, right? If I'm rich enough, I mean, it doesn't matter how rich you are. $1 million is $1 million. You know what I mean? So if I'm giving that kind of money, at some point I want a return on my investment, right? So, and you've got all these schools, right? St. John's, 20 plus million, Kentucky 20 plus million, Indiana 20 plus million just for basketball, right? Put into those rosters. If I'm a guy or a lady that's given so many millions of dollars and we're not getting some success, I don't know that I'm going to keep giving away my hard-earned money. But also, it's kind of delirious to think that, okay, I'm going to give this much money and we've got to win the championship every year. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you see the NIL stuff just here to stay? Do you think it'll ever change again?
I mean, it's here to stay. I'm hoping they can pass something in Congress where there'll be more stricter rules and guidelines. But I mean, the era of paying players, man, it's here forever.
It's been around forever. It just got more
right.
It's above the table now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's okay to tell everybody what you're getting paid. Before it was, I don't get paid to play here.
I think it's funny hearing some of the older players. They kind of chuckle about it a little bit.
Mhm.
But I'll tell you this, and we need to close up, man. It's getting a little bit late. I want to say this though. I think about it, Jerry and Corey. I think about NIL if it was around when I played. I played for Corbin High School.
Mhm.
Played well, now it's University of Cumberland's. Rawlings, Mizuno, Nike, Adidas. I could have made money off all those people that would have paid me good money to not wear their stuff. You know what I mean? Like if I just promised I would not use their gloves,
Yeah.
their cleats, their bats, their catching equipment, their hats and things like that, I could have racked up.
To make it look bad.
On that note, Corey, thanks, man. It's good to see your face, buddy. I need to come back up to Lexington.
Yeah, nice to meet you, even though it's over a FaceTime call.
I know a little girl that was knocking on the door here that I'm going to have to tell her after, because if she knew that you were on right now, we couldn't keep her out of the door. Yeah. So, just so you know, Jerry's got a young man. He's 2. When will he be 3?
He'll be 3 in December.
Okay, so he
just turned 2.
Just turned 2. He loves Bluey as well. So
yeah, Bluey and Paw Patrol.
Yeah,
Paw Patrol now more than Bluey, but he's going through the phase.
Yeah. So anyways, that's what. I mean, I started all over. Jerry, in some ways, started all over. He's got a couple teenage girls. My boys are 21, 20, and almost 18. So almost 22, 20, and 18. And I got a 4-year-old. So, I said she's either going to make me young or keep me young or make me old. Hopefully, it's the younger part. But I do feel pretty old sometimes. Anyways, enough of that. Corey, thanks, buddy. We're going to go ahead and finish this up. Thanks for being our number 1 guest.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Really.
Hopefully, you've had a good time with us. We're just getting started. We're going to tweak some things along the way, but this will go in our archives.
It's
good luck on the upcoming season.
Thank you. It's an honor to be your first guest. And Drew, tell the family I say hi.
I will, buddy. Thanks a lot, man. Good to see you. We're going to finish this up. Corey, bye to you. Also, folks have been watching, the ones that are going to come back and watch this, make sure to stay in touch with what we got going on. Let's drop a hint. Corey, I'll go ahead and tell you. We've got a few people that we're trying to line up to come on. We're looking into the professional wrestling world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh. We're looking into other media world. We've got some baseball things going on that hopefully will come to fruition before baseball season over. Got a couple of friends who used to compete at a high level. One of them a World Series champion. So I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that offline, Corey. Tell you some of the things we got planned. So that was a little thing for some of our folks. We they can watch us for Corbin baseball.
Every home game we will cover.
Yeah. So we're gonna do some fun stuff. Corey, you need to come down, buddy. Whenever you get a chance, we'll take you to the root beer stand. You know how Brian always talks about root beer stand, Robert?
That's right.
You need to. Have you ever been to the root beer stand? Have you been to Corbin?
I don't think I have actually.
We shall have to remedy that. I'll take you.
Yeah, we'll have to fix that.
We'll show you the football stadium, the baseball field, and the root beer stand, and maybe Cumberland Falls. It'd be great if you'd come during Nibrock. I said, listen, Nibrock on Saturday night, Nibrock in the middle of August. The smells is something you'll never forget. So I'll take you to KFC. And
now that he's not lying about.
That's the truth. Anyways, good to see you, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, pal.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.